Good evening, everyone. If you can hear me, can you just react with your favorite emoji? All right, I can see favor. I need more reactions. All right. So I welcome every one of us to another insightful and great session this evening. And in case you know someone that is meant to be here but is not here yet, this is the best time to forward the link to them, because I tell you this is going to be an impactful and a very insightful section. So we don't want them to miss out on that. So do well to reach out and invite others for the webinar. So before we go into what we have for tonight, can we just have a word of prayer together? Lord, we bless you for such a great time as this. We should be that exalted in the name of Jesus. We ask that as we go into tonight's webinar, that you go with us in the name of Jesus, and that you help us learn and you help us apply all that we'll be learning. Thank you because you've answered that prayer. For in Jesus' mighty name have we prayed. Amen. Amen in Jesus' name. All right. So welcome again, everyone. Welcome to another session of Unlock Your Creative Potential under the Bezalel webinar. So for those that this is your first time of coming across our video, or this is your first time of joining any of our community activity, this is Bezalel Design Academy, and permit me to do a little bit of introduction as to what we do and who we are. So Bezalel Design Academy is a subsidiary of Bezalel 𝐒𝐽𝐽, and it was incorporated in August 2022. And Bezalel Design Academy is a graphic design institution that teaches graphics design in the most simplified way that enhances individuals' understanding and practice. So Bezalel Design Academy is an academy that is committed to raising exceptional designer, not just in design, but in their creative thinking as well. And also we have quite a number of projects that we've done, our impact projects. We have 𝐂𝐴C, which is turning addiction into a career. It is a campaign geared towards helping teen and young adults to maximize their mobile devices and turning the mobile addiction to a profitable skill that they can, use to benefit themselves and also earn a living from. So we also have DigiTransform. DigiTransform is a short form for digital transformation. It is a campaign that is geared towards secondary schools and teens as well, and it is just a means of introducing the technological advancement to these ones early, so that they are pre-informed, they are aware of what and the possibilities that they can have with technology. We've had several editions of this. We had the TIS 1.0, we had the 2.0, via DigiTransform 1.0, and we also have other impact projects that we do in our community. We have also a community of designers where we share insights, where we help ourselves grow as designers. And I saying, in case you are not part of that community, it's a very good place to be. We'll still talk about it later on before we finish the webinar today. So once again, this is Bezalel Design Academy, and I want to bid you welcome to another session. Like you can see on your screen, said it's learning o'clock. So it's another time to learn, and we have a very prominent person for tonight's session. Is a staff at the academy, and we have Mr. Adigun Eri-Iyanuoluwa, and he would be taking us through what we have tonight. So Mr. Adigun Eri-Iyanuoluwa is a creative designer at Bezalel Design Academy, and he will be taking us through sourcing design assets and the application. So I know for designer, sourcing assets can be a whole lot of time. So tonight, this evening, Mr. Eri will be walking us through the best approach to sourcing design assets and then the application. So, but before we go into the session, I would just like us to quickly have an icebreaker. So, the icebreaker for today is says what slows you down the most when sourcing design assets. So if you're a designer, you can just do well to check through the screen and then leave your answer in the comment, and maybe you know come across the video on our YouTube channel, you can as well leave it in the comments. So we have finding the right assets, choosing the right format, avoiding copyright and usage issues, knowing how to apply the asset properly. So I would think we have quite a number of designers here. So I just want one or two persons to just leave a comment on the meeting, which one applies to them. So not to take too much of our time, we don't want to keep us waiting for too long tonight. So I would be calling up our guest speaker for this evening. So can we just jam our hands together? Can we give a round of applause as we welcome on board Mr. Adigun Eri-Iyanuoluwa for tonight's session?
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. James. So good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Sorry, good evening, everyone. I don't know what to mention. Then I want to thank the management of Bezalel Design Academy for this opportunity. It's a great privilege to share with fellow designers on how to source design assets and their applications. I did not take this opportunity for granted. So a quick one without wasting much of our time. So I'll just quickly brush down, take us through some things about design assets. So firstly, I would like this to be an interactive session. I to throw questions, then we'll answer from inside. So firstly, what I will firstly ask is that what do we understand? I know there are fellow designers inside the house, right? So just like that, what do we understand by design assets? Firstly, what do we understand by design assets? Anyone? Okay, Mr. Israel, thank you. He said there are elements we attach to our designs to make it more beautiful. Okay. Is there any other person that wants to give us something about design assets? Okay, so that's wasting much of our time. I'll just say what I have is design assets are visual materials used to build up a design. Design assets are visual materials used to build up the design. So design assets are just like the things we get together outside, maybe online or from a source that we used to bring up the designs and to be able to communicate to the audience. So one of the design assets that we use is pictures, photos, stock images. We use icons, we use illustrations, mockups sometimes, then fonts, which is also typography, fonts, then texture and pattern. So these are the assets that will go online, search and source for them now. So how do we get all these photos, icons, illustrations, mockups, and fonts? So for photos, there are different kinds of sites that we use to get photos, and there are different kinds of sites we use to get icons also. So as we move on, I will be telling you these sites. So Another thing is why design assets are important. Number one, save time. Instead of designing everything from scratch, able to save time once you get them online. You can just bring them into our software, designing software rather. Number two, improve visual quality instantly. Number three, help communicate ideas faster than text. Then number four, makes design look polished and professional. So when I was going through this, I realized on that a good asset can turn an average design into a strong one. Those assets can turn an average design into a strong one. So the next thing we'll be touching on is sourcing the right design assets. Sourcing the right design assets. So where to find all these design assets? Where to find these design assets? We have, I talk about where we get stock photos, icons, illustrations, markers, and fonts. So where do we get our stock photos? There are different kinds of sites that we can use to get our stock photos. Number one of them that I would like to mention is FreePic. FreePic. We have FreePic. We have Unsplash. We have Pixels. We have Pixabay. We have Unsplash, and so on and so forth like that. So, which sites do you use to check icons? One site that I like to use that gives equality and gives whatever you want, you need, is flaticon.com. 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 So where do you get illustrations? Illustrations, we can get them from FreePic with a very good and quality images, illustrations. So there are different sites you can get mock-ups from too. So I will just give us on how to just search for this mock-up sometimes, so that because there are some issues concerning those mock-ups that you have to download, then at the end of the day, the mock-up will not be useful for you. But there's a solution around that. Now, where do we get fonts? There are sites that we can get fonts, just typography. We can get fonts from 10013fonts.com. We can get fonts from the fonts. We can get fonts from freefonts.com, and so on and so forth. There are many fonts sites that we can get a lot of fonts. But importantly is that if you need to search for any font and you know the name of the font, the way you can easily get the font is by just going to your Google, just search the name of the font. Through that, you can easily find a site that you can download your font from. So in today's workshop, I'll just share my screen because we'll be working on a design together and search for sources, and we'll be working in the designs. Now, I hope everyone can see my screen. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Favor. So now we have our design software and we have our canvas size already. So now there is a design I saw that I like us to work together on. Actually, it's not that the design is part or something, but the resources and these sources that are used, the sources out a very rare, but the application of it kind of is low. So this is the design that I saw. If we notice, this is like a church flyer design, and this is a church flyer. And one of the things that I want us to know tonight is that research is very, very important. Even is the first thing as a graphic designer that you need to do. It's the first thing as a graphic designer you need to do. So you have to firstly do your research. Once you understand the brief that was given to you by your client, you have to do your research on that specifically, on that design specifically. On that design specifically, you have to work on it. Do your research, search for inspirations, search for inspiration before you go into any design. So how do we search for inspiration? Firstly, we have Pinterest, a site where where designers can search for inspiration. Now, when searching also, keywords is so very much important. So the flyer that I opened the other time, I said is a church flyer design, and that's the thing that you need when searching also. Now the topic says the love of God. Now say the love of God, church flyer design. Now Pinterest has given me a lot design under church flyer design, under the love of God church flyer design. So these are lots of inspirations that we can pick from here and work on it. These are design inspiration. So I can decide to just download or copy many of them to my software. I can have them beside my Canva so that I can easily go back to them when I need it. So research is number one thing, very, very important when you want to design a flyer. Understand the brief before you go into research and understand what the client wants. So another thing that we need for this design, after search, go through and we have this. Now, we've seen love, and then in this background, now we saw something and stretching out to help another, which also interprets the love of God. So let's say we need this. So I decide to get this. I'll download this. Click on these 3 dots, then you say download. Say download. You can check more and see other backgrounds that can work for us. So I've downloaded this. I can say I need to download this also. So I need this also. I can download it. But it's not everything that you download as design assets that will be able to use at the end of the day. There are some that you will not even touch at all. And there are some that you might apply it. And it might not really have show as a whole lot effect on the design. So Pinterest is one of the sites that you can use as most popular that you can use to. Yeah, this is another image that talks about the love of God. Now, why am I downloading everything wanted? This can be turned into something around the first image that I downloaded. So how do I do that? Now I've gotten all my, it's not everything that I've gotten already actually, but at least I've gotten to some point. Now I will bring in, select and bring in everything that I've downloaded into my design software. Now we are going to source, then I'm going to applying them one without the other. Now these are my design assets. These are my design assets. Now let's say we need something around a love icon or a love symbol. Since it is the love code, we'll just use something around that. So I'll be downloading this, downloading this, downloading this. Download it too. So now I'll be bringing in my design asset that was downloaded. Okay. So now another thing that we'll be needing that needs typography, which is fonts. Yeah, which is fonts. So I'll be going back to my search. So I'll be checking some designs now. Now let's say we saw a font that we love online, that we would love to use, then you can't recognize or you do not know the name or something. So let's say this, the unconditional love of God that we have here. So I downloaded the image. So there are sites that you can go and set for the name of the font. So number one that we have is what is the font? We have font square, we have others too like that. So what's the font? So I'll click on first site, click on the first site, and through that site, I can easily upload my image there. Then I'll be able to know the name of the font. Though this font will give you the name of the font, but you won't be able to like download the font because it is a paid site. It is a paid site. But most designers are some designers really paid for this site whenever they are working with a firm like clients. Yeah. So now this site has helped us to check the font and I've searched, then we've seen the name of the font here. Seen the name of the font. Now I'll go to my Google, then I'll now search. I will now search for the font name. It is Britannic, which is Britannic, yeah. Britannic font. Now we have fonts.com, we have free. Even these are not the sites that I make mention of. So you can just switch to your images to know if this is the font. Now, when you now see the font, you can now click on the site, then still trying to check. Let's check this. Yeah, so you can now download the font. So now I've downloaded my font. So now I'll go to my download, then I'll see but now it's a zip file. Now, how do I get it over my to my software to be able to use? Now I'll open this zip file. Then I'll say extract to I'll say maybe music. Can easily access it from here. Say music. So think of it here. So these are the fonts. So I'll select the three. And now right click and say install. Now I've installed my font. Even though this doesn't look like. So we might not later use the font that we download. But I'm just trying to show us if we get a like a design from, like we saw a design online and we love to use the font. So I just taking us through how to get that. So now we're moving to using all our assets that will source out for this flyer design. So here's one. This is like the help us to get that we can use as background. The accent it's this. So I can note the 0 a little bit. Now this always we used our design asset. So now I'm trying to clean up some excess parts that will not be needed. Design. Will not be needed. So I don't really need this too much. Now another thing now is that this is a church design. Now I need to get the logo of this guy. So which is the Anti-Student Fellowship logo. So I'll go online now, search for Anti-Student Fellowship logo. So I just switch to images, and I could just say, we don't need to really download everything. We can just copy. So our software, which is Photoshop, we just copy the paste. So I will resize it to fit in to what I need. Now, this has like a white background at the back, and which is when it's moved to some side, it's really kind of showing. So if it is white on white, I'll no bother to just remove it. But I'll be removing it with my tool here, which is the magic eraser tool. I can easily just help me remove my white background easily. Once you have a plain background, if you are a Photoshop user, once you have a plain background, magic eraser tool can help you easily to remove your white background off, or either black or either any color. Just make sure it's the plain background. Now I have type my text, which is commercial Baptist Students Fellowship. Yeah. So I've written my text. Now I need to size it. This is too big for me to be used. We're using center alignment. Now, all these parts, you don't really need like very serious decorative fonts to be used to write all these parts. You just need to have a very simple font that can be used, very simple and clean fonts that can be used. So I'll be using sans serif font. It's so clean. So let's say we're using Roboto for this guy. So obviously using both for this side, then side, which is the Zion Baptist Edition. Yeah. So I'm saying we're using this to regular. So I don't know if anyone is still following me. I was still getting it. I was still on track. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Favor. Can I get any that person reacting? Hope everyone is still following. Okay. So I'll be going by just in this. So next thing now is now to work with the thing, which is the love of God. The love of God. Now it's now left to us to now decide on what to be used. Love of God. You might decide to use this split line and decide to use that way. So for this, I'll be using a top font. We're using a top font for this, which is the name of the font is Thunder. The name of the font is Thunder. So we're using this is left to us to decide as a designer to know which will work best for us. Is the love God. God. Now we are using our design assets that will get online. Now get online. Okay. The love of God. Love of God. So now why did I download this? I want to use this around where we have the theme. Now I will be using my 𝐂𝐸𝐴 tool that I have. So if I Photoshop user, if your image is in smart objects, for you to be able to use the magic eraser tool, you have to firstly rasterize the layer, then you'll be able to use it through that way. Saying love God, I need to kind of blend this. It's my background. Now, another thing that we'll be needing now is color. So how do we get the exact color that we can use for I know we search for our design inspiration and we've seen for the love of God, we've seen red all over. We've seen red. We've seen a whole lot of color that we can use for the design. Well, red is actually for love also, actually. Yeah. So now I can now say love. I can now type Pinterest to now give me love color. Yeah. So I can get my color scheme about love. Yeah. So now I have different kind of color. color here that I can use. So I can decide to pick some things. I think I will like to pick this. Sort extend to my sort. Try to adjust this. Okay. So another one that we can use is a site which is by 𝐂𝐨𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐿. 𝐂𝐨𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐿. So through that site, you can easily enter that you need. So I can say love. Now this guy is going to give me the color, a whole lot of colors came about love. Now mostly that we saw is mostly red. Yeah, red. And we have colors. We have 𝐂𝐨𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐿. We have 𝐂𝐨𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐿. Maybe we've seen red. Yes, we've seen red. Now I've copied the S code for this color. Now I can easily go to like my 𝐂𝐨𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐿 if you don't want to use a single color. But mostly designers know that our color max should be at least maybe 3 sometimes. Now I've input my color code to this guy and it's telling me the name of the color is pure red. Now I said I need maybe other color that I can use. So I'll close these guys. Now I have 2 colors now. I've locked this guy. So I'm looking for another one that can easily work with this color. So by changing this color that is, I'll be using my space bar on my keyboard. Now as I press on the space bar, the color keeps changing. Now I saw a color now, which is I think charcoal, this charcoal color. Yeah. So I have both this now. So I can easily copy this. Then if it's not working for me, I can easily come back and check. So let's try the charcoal color on this rough code. Okay. It's okay. This is coming kind of interesting. Yeah. So now we have the charcoal color for the love of God as our theme. Now, the next thing we'll be moving on is now the text that we now have. Now we have John 3, then 16, then we still have 1 John 4, 16. So yeah, so I'll be going back to my simple font, which is Roboto. So this is too big for me to it. Too big, yeah. So now can I decide on where we should place this? So we can easily separate this. Say I want to use this by this side. So we can say I want to use this on the other side here. Okay, isn't flipping. I think I just have to write this so it can fit into what I have. Sorry, should go this other way around. So I can say for more visibility, I can increase it to both. Since I have medium before, increase it to both a little bit. Sorry, the first is not correct. First. So we have this now. So now the next thing now is now where this, the time, the date, and where it is used. we used icons. We see designs around that is puts the icon like time, dates, and venue to it. Now, these icons that are used are like 3D icons, but using 3D icons here will make the design those kind of somehow tricky and so it will make the design look fine. So I'll just love to go with like a very simple icon. So now I'll be going to my site I talked about the other time, which is flaticon.com. So through that site, I can easily get my icons. So I can say venue, sorry. So you see we have like 60,000 venue icons. So I'll be going for this. I'll be going for this. Yeah. Venue icon. Another one that we need is time and date. Time and date. So if we need to like put our time and our dates together, then we can easily get this kind of icon. This kind of icon. But if you are not going to that, you can just separate them by downloading this, then we can now search for time icon. So we have a whole lot of icon. For the first page, you are not satisfied with what you have. You can easily go to the next page and get what you have. Now I've downloaded my icons. So I need to bring them in to my design workspace. Now selected it to so resizing to the two to fit into what I have. Fit into what I have here. Yeah. So I can easily zoom in and so we have this our icons color as black color. So let's say we are designing for a brand that has a color brand. Now let's say we want to use this color that we saw that from Pinterest. So I have this color as black. So it's importantly, most especially if you are working with brands, to change their icons or illustration to best fit in to their to meet up with their brands. Yeah. So I'll be sorry. So I'll group these here. So now Photoshop helps us to use an function which is color overlay. You see the color that I have here has already changed to the color I have here currently. So if I want to change my color, I'll just use my color picker to just pick up the color from here. Then you now I have black to red now. Let's say I want to use the charcoal color that we have. I copy my S code from the one from the text I have. So I can now easily go back to my blending option, which is this part. This dialog box will come out. Then I can now easily paste in or use my color picker to pick up the color that I need. So now we notice that we now have the color as the icon color now. We have the color as the icon color now. So because of our time, I won't be able to like finish up with this design actually, because consider most. So now I'll be going into a site which is free pick. Yeah, which is free pick. So sometimes, most especially, we need to like download something. Now, let's say trying to think of something to search up. The love of God that we are working with, basically, I say the love of God. Now, these are images that we can use for the love. These are another images that can be used as the, since it's the love of God. Now, what is it? This like premium, it's going to be downloaded, but the one with no crowns as the one that can be downloaded. Now, let's say I click on this, and now I want to download this guy. Okay, no, this doesn't have the option that I want to talk about. Now, let's switch this to illustrations so that it can give us something around the illustration. Okay, now we have illustrations about the love of God that we can use. Now, let's click on this. Okay, these are. So let's say I don't need the background, then I don't need, it's only maybe the hand alone and the love icon that I need. So did I need to download the full this thing? No, or maybe I need to, I just need the image, or I just need to go and remove the background. Okay. Now if we check here, we'll see file type. Then we'll see AI, which is Adobe Illustrator. We'll see EPS. So, and we'll see JPEG. Now if we download EPS, EPS can still enter inside Photoshop. It will work and it will open. But it's not be easy that you should open it with Illustrator. So if you open it with Illustrator, which is Adobe Illustrator, you'll be able to break these icons down. Like you'll be able to, it's like a source file, of this image here. So you can easily say AI or EPS. If you download AI, it's still Adobe Illustrator. If you download EPS, it's still, you can still open it with, you can open it with Photoshop, but you won't be able to break it down. Then because Illustrator is a vector-based software. Yeah, Illustrator is a vector-based software. So that's why you can easily just break it down. So Photoshop is not a vector-based. Yeah. So I can easily open this with my Adobe Illustrator. Then if it is EPS also, I can open it with Illustrator and Photoshop and CorelDRAW if it is CorelDRAW that you want to use. So these are sites that you can easily get your vectors, photos, PS. If it is PSD file that you need, like that you need to use Photoshop to open it up, you can just filter this to PSD, then to give you something that then so you have this PSD, you have this PSD. You can easily download this and open it up with my Photoshop. And I can just say open here from my Chrome easily. Then to close me, then to open up in my corridor. So now I have this as a design. Now I can just pick something up, maybe the person that is praying. I just pick it up from here. So just, okay, this is him. I have him here. So I can just easily track to where my original work is. Then I can easily use this as asset for my design. Yeah. So this free pick, they have a very good quality stock images. On Flash also has, there are other sites that also has good quality. So when designing, that's one of the things that we should have at the back of our mind, that as a designer, if I want to design anything, what I need most is a very quality asset. A very quality as good quality asset makes a good design also, and makes them simple and make them clear and makes them clear. So this will be the end of this. I don't know if anybody have any question. Yeah, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much for that amazing session, Mr. Harry. It was truly an impactful and insightful one. So, our time is a bit spent. However, I would like to just hear from a few of those present here, and if anyone has a question or the other. All right. So I can see someone's hand raised. So you can go ahead and unmute your mic and ask your question. Sorry, was that a mistake? Miss Adedamola Olagunju. You can just react if that was a mistake. Okay, I don't know if she can. All right, thank you. So, thank you once again, Mr. Irie. So I don't know. I'll just like to hear from one or two persons. Just how the session was, and but let me just ask first: is there anyone that has question, maybe from what the speaker has presented, or maybe you have a contribution or the other? So if there's anyone, you can just indicate by putting up your hand. Okay, so if there is none for now, you can always drop your questions and contributions on the community group as well. So can we just once again just celebrate our speaker for that wonderful session? All right. So once again, thank you very much, Mr. Eri. I personally learned like a whole lot from the session. So thank you for that. And I believe that everyone would put it into practice and use it even in their work. So for those that joined late or that joined while the session has started, this is Bezalel Design Academy. And Bezalel Design Academy is a graphics institute that is committed to raising exceptional designers. We have different graphic design courses that you can take. You can check out our website at bezalelgroup.org. You can check out our courses. You get to see our impact project. We also have weekly blogs that we upload on our platform. So you can just do well to just visit bezalelgroup.org to just check out amazing things that we have. We have the graphic design mastery course and several other courses that you can take to upskill and to sharpen your graphics design skills. Also, the recording of this webinar would be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So if you are not subscribed to our channel, you can do well to check us out on YouTube at Bezalel Design Academy. Also, can follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on Instagram, Bezalel Design Academy. We are on LinkedIn as well, Bezalel Design Academy. So do well to follow so that you don't miss out on interesting and amazing things that we put out every time. And like I've said earlier, this is our graphics design mastery course on the screen. So it's a 6 weeks course and the fee is 50,000. And believe me, there are amazing things to learn from it. I mean, seeing the outline alone, you'll be convinced that truly it is what you don't want to miss out on as a designer. We have other courses as well. So just visit our website and check out those things. And if you like to ask more questions or make more inquiry, you can always reach out to the admin on the community group. I personally am James, and I'm the program manager at Bezalel Design Academy. And we also have on the call our director, Mr. Anu Oyewole. So can just reach out to any of us to get more info as to our courses. So, and also you can check out the videos to the past webinars that we've had on our YouTube channel. Maybe you were not a part of the community, then you can do all to check them out. And I tell you for the fact that there are things to learn from it. So just before I call on our director to just give his closing remark and help us close the meeting, I see Mr. Eri's hand is raised, so you can just go ahead and
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So I just want to touch this. Now we now have what we call AI, which is artificial intelligence. So I forgot to make mention of that. AI too can easily help us to like get our design. There are sometimes that you search for images online, but you won't be able to find the exact one that you need. So what we just need is just to like have a good prompt, then tell AI what you need, then you'll be able to get all this thing. So one of the AI I love to use is image effects. It's one of the Google. It's helps us to generate images. So we have images, we have which also which can be used to generate images also. But flow and music effects or something else. But basically image effects. We will also have other AIs that can easily help us to get especially stock images that you can easily find on that. Just get your prompt the AI very well. Then you can tell it to generate. Even if you need an aspect ratio, like the size, maybe a square, maybe a portrait, which is the font size, landscape, it's the mobile portrait, which is the new Instagram size now, which is 3:4. You can just input your prompt there. You'll be able to use this AI. We have image effects, we have Gemini, we have ChatGPT now, so and so forth like that. So that's just what I want to add. Thank you so much.
all right. Thank you so much for that wonderful addition. I mean, AI is a very good companion to have in all aspects of work this time. So, Mr. Enoch, do you want to say something? Can go ahead. Mr. Enoch, your hand is raised. Okay, maybe that was a mistake. So, like I was saying earlier, so please do well to follow us on all our social media platform. And in case you are not part of our community, maybe you just saw the link to this call on someone's status. So you can just join our community by going to the link that is displayed. That's bit.ly / join Bezalel tribe. So you can just check out that link and you'll be able to join our community of exceptional designers. So can we join me and celebrate as I call on our director, Mr. Anu, for a closing remark and to help us wrap up this session.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, Mr. Eri, for a good presentation today. You did fantastically well. And I'm sure everybody on the call and those that will be watching the replay later, they would find this really educational. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Mr. James, I must say thank you for a good job that you are doing. Thank you. I would just like to touch on a few things that our facilitator already mentioned. First is about using keywords. So the thing about keyword is you would have to understand the brief, you break it down, and trust me, you may not always get what you want from the first prompt or the first keyword. So you would learn patience from being a designer. You will learn how to tweak things until you really get what you want. You would learn that, okay, I don't have to give up until when I have what I want. So take, for instance, you're designing something that has to do with love of God. After trying to search for images or any assets with that keyword love of God, if you don't get it, you can try love alone. You can try God love human. You really just have to keep tweaking the keyword until you get what you want. Don't forget that it's different people who uploaded this asset online, and while they were uploading, they use certain tags. So if you are not using anything within that bracket, that means you will not get the exact assets that will meet your design need. Also, before you download, just take a moment, ensure that the image or that particular asset is done loading so that you can download the best quality. Many of us were often in a hurry. We just click download. I don't say I'm well, thank God. You just press download. No, you would have to hold on a little to ensure that the image or any particular asset you're downloading has loaded completely. Then you can download whatever it is that you have. Mr. Eri also profoundly touched on the use of artificial intelligence. Please, it's important that everybody leverage AI now. It's not a thing of whether it will replace you or not, whether you would use it, whether it's from the pit of, leave all of those arguments. Just learn, leverage, and you ensure that you make the best out of this tool. He has mentioned that you can use it to generate stock images. In fact, the flyer we posted today, the image was generated. That's for the blog post. The image was AI generated. You will see the guy's hand punching a box, and the quote says, "There is no ceiling for innovation. Destroy the box." So after we checked, we're like, okay, come. It's just better to prompt the AI to generate our own stock image so it become custom to the context of that design. So that's all I would want to touch on concerning today's webinar, the workshop. Our facilitator already did a good job on that. I would want to introduce us to what is coming. Something huge is coming. Yeah. In a few days from now, we'll be launching Bezalel Design Challenge. We'll be posting brief bi-weekly on Monday basis. So please watch out, participate. We are doing this to ensure that uh, if you want to practice, you have a professional brief to use to practice. And this brief will be released and it cuts across 7 design tracks. Whether you are into social media design, you are into brand design, motion design, UI UX, the brief suits whatever niche that you are in. So I want you to join the community, share with your friends, follow the new page on Instagram, and ensure that you're a part of this activity. We are sure that this would yield great results. It would help you improve your design skill. So again, thank you for joining us today. Thank you so much for staying with us. Cheers.
All right, thank you very much for that, sir. So thank you everyone for staying up to this moment. Just before we wrap up. All right, so thank you very much everyone for staying up to this moment. Sorry about that break. So see you on the next one. Bye.